How's it going, everyone? It's Gadgets Boy. Welcome to another video. In this one, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Sonos Roam portable Bluetooth speaker. Now, when it comes to sound, Sonos has been doing this for a very long time, I think since 2002 when they were established. So most of you might know them for their Play series and sound bars and all that kind of stuff. But it's actually surprising that they've taken this long to produce something like this that's portable, that you can actually take to a picnic and have a little party in the park kind of vibe. So without further chat though, we're going to check this out and see what it's all about, what you get for your money, and see if it's actually worth buying, or if it's just something that's aimed towards Sonos ecosystem users, someone that's already got the sound system at home already. Let's take a look. In the box, you have the Roam itself and a USB-C cable and the usual setup guide, but it's pretty simple to set up. Once you've unboxed your Sonos Roam, you need to just power it on, and the setup process is super easy. If you've done it before, you know that you just need to load up the app and follow the instructions and you're good to go. If you haven't done it before, well, you need to download the app, register, set up your Wi-Fi, and just follow the on-screen instructions just the same way. During the setup, you can also turn up the TruePlay feature, which basically tunes the audio to make sure that the Roam delivers the best sound based on its positioning and where it's what's around it as well. So if you're outside, for example, it might sound a lot louder or different to when you've placed it next to a wall, for example. It supports 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz Wi-Fi 2, and you can also connect via Bluetooth 5.0. Around the Sonos Roam itself, you have a mix of plastic, rubber bits, and metal grille. It's designed to be placed upright or on its side, or you can just hold it in your hand if you wish to do so, or place it wherever you want to place it. It has 4 rubber studs to keep it nice and stable so it doesn't move anywhere, and I do worry whether those rubber grips will eventually fall off, but I'll let you know in the future if that does happen. The Sonos Roam has a unique shape. It's kind of triangular, but also rounded off on each edge to make it rounded like many of Sonos speakers. Regardless of how you have it placed, Sonos will always spell Sonos if you notice as well. That's not something new, by the way. At the top, you have the music control buttons that's not easy to accidentally press, like touchscreen buttons, for example, which is good. You have the play button that also doubles up as your skip button or fast forward, for example. You have volume and microphone on and off button with an LED indicator light, so it lets you know when the microphone is on or off. Again, great for privacy. On the back is the USB-C port and a button used for powering it up. You can put it on standby and also use it for Bluetooth pairing as well, should you be roaming with no Wi-Fi connectivity or you've left your own ecosystem. That's about it really for buttons and stuff around the Roam itself. It's pretty simplistic and minimalist as well. It's also available in black, and if you buy 2 of them, you can pair them into stereo mode to create a wider soundstage. We have 2 more LED lights on the front, one by the Sonos logo for Wi-Fi or Bluetooth mode, and it would flash when pairing it as well, for example. And you have one on the other end of the logo, which shows the battery status, so you see it when it's charging, for example. The other end of the cylinder is not just there for the sake of it either. You can charge the Roam wirelessly, so if you have a Qi charging mat, you can place it on there, or you can just shed out another around £50 for the Sonos own wireless charging plate as well, which is pretty neat, and it charges at 15 watts, which is more than enough. If you've used the Sonos app before, you'll be familiar with it. You'll be able to adjust things like your equalizer, set up pairs, and add it to your ecosystem. You can check battery status, had a choice of Alexa or Google Assistant on there as well, and ultimately add your music service like Spotify or Deezer or whatever. But you can also use Sonos Radio, which is very handy if you don't want to be in charge of choosing what music to play next and all that stuff. You can just play some of the preset radio stations or select the ones that you like hip-hop radio stations, and begin listening to music. One feature that the Roam has up its sleeves is being able to pass audio on by holding the play button and using something called Sound Swap. You can do this by pressing and holding the play button to find the nearest Sonos speaker when you get home, for example, and you'll pass the music on to them as long as you're on the same Wi-Fi network. It also works the other way around as well, so you can pass music back to the Sonos Roam, but just before you leave the house if you want to carry on listening to the same music as well. When not in your Wi-Fi area or on Wi-Fi connectivity, it will also automatically switch to Bluetooth mode, which is helpful. Inside the Sonos Roam is a tweeter and a mid-woofer, and it will last for up to 10 hours, less than that of the UE Mega Boom, which has up to 20 hours, for example. It's IPX67 rated as well, making it ideal as a shower speaker as well, so I use one of mine for this purpose, for example. But it just means when the battery runs out, you have to remember to charge it, otherwise next day you'll shower with no music. So it has so many great features and use cases, but how does it actually sound when you're spending this sort of money? The Sonos Roam gives you a lot in a small package. It sounds great in most cases, but TruePlay is also its downfall in some cases, as it's not always quite accurate in my experience.
It's also not that loud to say for using a picnic in the park, for example, with a few people around if you're having a party. Sound quality is great in most cases too, but I find it a little heavy on the bass side, regardless of the music I'm listening to. I wish the sound was more precise, especially in the mids, and I wish it was more balanced for a more natural sort of sounding experience as well. As you can expect also, with its shape and design, you would need to be facing the actual Sonos Roam to fully appreciate the sound and the loudness as well, so people behind it might miss out a little bit. That aside though, it's really portable, seems durable so far, and produces good enough audio for personal use. If you want to use a true portable party speaker, then you might have to look at the UE Boom instead. But if you've already got Sonos ecosystem at home and you just want it to match, and this is great for that because you still get a really decent audio quality with it as well.
So that's it for the Sonos Roam portable Bluetooth speaker, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you have any questions, drop them there as well. And if this is your first time on the channel, please do subscribe and share it as well, and smash the like button. And don't forget to hit that bell notification as well, because that's the only way you know every time I upload a new video up on the channel. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.